Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to cast on onto double pointed needles to be able to work in the round. So just for the demonstration purposes, I'm going to do 10 stitches, some casting on, which you can cast on however you choose to. This is the way I do it, and I do have a video that walks you through it, but there's you really just cast on however many stitches you need. So like say if we're gonna do 4 needles, and just for the sake of the demo, we'll just do 2, 4, 6, 8. We'll just do 10 stitches. So then all you have to do is pick up the next needle and continue casting on. So you want to hold it a little bit tight so there's not any gap there between the needles. It'll all even out in the end, but we're just going to go ahead and do 10. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now let's say we're ready for the next needle. So again, we would just cast on. And this is my long tail method, which like I said, there is a video that explains it. So once you practice and you've got a good casting on, this should be pretty easy. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's my 30 stitches, and now I'm going to add the last needle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now I've got all 40 stitches, or however many you need for your work, divided evenly among the 4 needles. So now what you need to do is look at them, and you're going to try to make the circle. If you notice, you'll see that the right way the stitches are going, and so you want it to look like it's going to be in a line, right? So there's no twisting. Like this one here is twisted. So let's see. There's a line there, and there's a line there. So you can kind of see that you just have to sort of lay them on top of each other. Let me just put them down for a second. That might be easier. If I put them down, you can see that all the stitches are going in that same direction. And you're going to have to sort of layer them on top of each other, however is most comfortable for when you're working. Sometimes you have to flip them over, but that's the beginning. So now I've cast it on. Now we need to join it to start knitting in the round. And we're just going to say, for this demo purposes, we're just going to knit, straight knit. So I've got my needles all laying in the right direction, kind of supporting each other. I don't want that piece. I want the yarn that's connected to the ball. And so I'm going to scoot my stitches down a little bit, keeping them all very straight, no twisting. And I'm going to start knitting. So I'm just going to start knitting into this first stitch. And grab it. And this is why, there we go. And you just sort of pull it, and so you've got as close as you can get for that first stitch. Sometimes there is a little bit of a gap there, but it does seem to disappear as you go on. And then we're going to just knit around like we normally do. And obviously I'm knitting this the way I learned to knit, which was in Germany many years ago. Actually, when I started to knit, it was in the United States, believe it or not. I was like 14, and I got a book from the library because, this was before the internet. And I went to the library and I bought a book, and I taught myself how to knit. Well, the book told me how to knit when you throw the yarn, the US way, and which when I moved to Germany and saw how fast everybody was knitting, I'm like, this is just, I've got to learn how to do this. So it took me a couple weeks. You know, I remember feeling like I was kind of handicapped. My fingers were not working like I wanted them to, but I persevered and I was able to master this way of knitting, and I'm telling you, I never went back, because to me this is much more efficient, it's fast, and it just it's more even, I think, actually, too, because you can control that tension in your left hand instead of flinging the yarn over every time and then maybe having a different pull. But anyway, for me, this is the way I knit, and I love it. Okay, so we're getting to the beginning. So there we go. 2 stitches left, and then you just would continue to knit in whatever the pattern calls for. But for the sake of this demo, we're just going to knit around. So I've done 1 round. Oh, I'm not at the beginning. There's the beginning right there. So let's go one more needle. There we go. There we go. Okay, last 2. Okay, now the last stitch is a little loose, see? So you just kind of tug on the tail. Now see, there's this gap, but that's okay. Let me just show you what happens. When we continue, we're going to pull it again, right? So we're going to knit, and we're just going to pull that as tight as we can, get it to the second needle. And then as we go on, you will see that that gap decreases. And because this is the edge of your work and that long tail has to be tucked in anyway, if there is any sort of gap that you weren't able to fix, you could, but you see it's already kind of close there. But you could take this and then, oops, I lost my light, and then weave it in and close up any of the gaps that's there. But that is how you knit on 4 needles all the way around. It's pretty cool. No seams. So let me know if you have any questions. If you like this video, please hit like, comment, share, whatever. I love hearing from you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.